This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
You all ready for this?
This is a sham.
No.
Y'all,
Just stop.
get real.
Welcome to DBL. Don't we guys look fresh?
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks,
do.
guys.
Don't we guys look fresh?
Just so you guys know, all transparency, I was wearing something that wasn't looking good about 2 seconds before.
And your family, which we are, told you.
And that includes the whole room.
Yes.
And I appreciate all of you and my team for helping me switch it out. All right, welcome to DBL. It's going to be a historic event.
Team?
The team that helped me out.
Our.
Oh, excuse me. So sorry. For the first time ever, they were helping me at the moment. I apologize. A current president and a former president will face off in a presidential debate. And a new AP poll shows a majority of Americans, 6 in 10, will be watching. We're just hours away from Biden and Trump taking the stage on CNN. And lots of media outlets are reporting that this debate could shake up the race for the White House like no other and completely change the narrative. Biden has been at Camp David preparing with his advisors, reviewing tapes of Trump's attacks at his rallies. Meantime, Trump is relying on campaigning and meeting with allies, and reports say he plans to go after Biden's son, Hunter. Trump has also demanded that Biden be drug tested ahead of the debate. DBL Nation, we want to hear from you. Will you be watching tonight? Go to dblvote.com to weigh in, y'all. Will tonight's debate really make a difference in the race? I've said from the beginning, I think this is a terrible idea. I think people have already made up their minds, and someone's going to do badly and switch it for them, and I hope it's not Biden, in my opinion. I'm worried for him. What do we think? Jeff, what do you think?
I think it could definitely swing the election.
Yep.
I think people who are voting left or voting right, they're stuck.
They
right?
know.
That it is what it is. But I think there are a lot more independent voters these days. You know, there's that poll for RFK, even though he's not in the debate. Those are the people that you want to swing one way or the other. And if someone really messes up, if there's a snafu that goes down in history,
right,
that'll definitely swing the election. I just don't know if we're going to see that or not.
I agree with Jeff. This is the debate of snafus.
I don't know, that word just came to me. Yeah.
Honestly,
It's the blunder campaign.
Yeah.
Debate.
Let's be honest, the majority of Americans are not going to be watching the debates. The majority of the Americans are going to be watching digital clips that are going out of high highs and low lows from either candidate. So if this debate goes completely moderately, like there's no real moment,
Extreme moment, right?
Right. Then it works in favor of Biden.
Agreed.
If there are any high highs or low lows, it works against Biden.
Yeah. What do you think? Can I ask you? We all loved the Biden we all loved. I love Biden at the State of the Union. He seemed competent. He seemed ready to go. Remember, he had that moment you and I always talk about with the Republicans. Can Joe Biden be that guy again?
We'll see. He seems to be able to turn it on for short bursts.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't have a problem with that. I know people call him Sleepy Joe. I like Sleepy Joe. I like a sleepy old president. I don't want to talk about, we talk about politicians too much, I think, in our daily lives.
Right.
They have kind of replaced our sports in that way, and I think in a lot of ways, people are looking at this like sports. When you say 6 out of 10 Americans are going to be watching something, usually you're talking about the Super Bowl. But we're talking because the next day you want to be able to discuss the Super Bowl. Even if Erica doesn't care about the Super Bowl, it's on at her house. You have a party because it is something that is going to generate conversation and galvanize people in conversation. I think our politics have almost replaced that and with the day-to-day. And so I think a lot of people will be watching this more for banter the next day. I think people, like Jeff said, have already kind of made up their minds. Yes, there are some independents, but if 34 felonies doesn't do it, or if you're a Trump person leaning, if the Hunter Biden crime family already hasn't swayed you, then I don't know if this debate's going to do anything. But if somebody's slurring or seems off kilter.
Yeah, it's like what you said. I think if someone makes a big blunder, this will be the moment.
The debate of snafus.
The debate of snafus. Now, what question would you most like to hear at the debate? Let's say it's imaginary land and we're not going to get Crazyville. We're not going to get insults. We're going to get an answer.
How far is imaginary land from Crazyville?
They're like 2 blocks apart.
Okay. Oh,
yeah.
So it's like redlining.
Yeah, they're gerrymandering.
Okay.
Yeah. So what question would you most want to hear with a reliable answer?
I think that it's time that we talk about reproductive rights, not only for the overturning of Roe v. Wade, but also now we want to know what's happening with IVF.
Sure.
Women
Birth control, too.
Yes, birth control.
Sure.
These are things that have been thrown out by different parties or different candidates for different reasons. And I think a lot of people are very fearful of what is going to happen in the future. This is family planning. People have planned and invested a lot of money and a lot of resource and emotion into these decisions. And to be played with by the government on these issues is something that we need to get sorted out.
I agree. I think Biden will push that hard because it's a winning issue for the Democrats. Jeff, what question do you want to hear?
That's Erica brought. That wasn't mine, but I'd like to see Trump, the Republicans, ease up on that because I think that's a losing. They're running on that and they're losing on that. So I think they need to ease up. If you watch the show, you know how I feel about that. I totally feel a woman's right to choose. So I think the Republicans need to back off of that a little bit, and I think that'll get some voters back on their side. The number one issue for me is the economy. We hear numbers, we give stats of how great the economy is, that jobs are at an all-time high. I don't know if that's true or not because I am a human being living in the United States and it's so expensive. Everything's expensive, jobs are getting cut, and housing markets are out of control. The interest rate is out of control. So you got to answer those questions. We put up numbers. Well, we're going to talk about that next, so I don't want to get into that.
Yeah,
but
Trump. I think Trump will push hard in the economy on that one as well.
He should.
I know. Let's take a look at the poll results. They've left me. Will you be watching? They're back. Tonight's debate, yes, 69%, no, 31% of you. Well, we'll be watching, and if you don't watch, you can watch us tomorrow.
Is there a poll on who's going to go see Diana Ross tonight? Because,
Are you going at Red Rocks?
Yes.
Wow. Oh, my. Someone's a little jelly. Coming up on DBL, a new survey shows the majority of Americans do not trust the media, but not DBL. No, especially when it comes to political news. But is the media different now than it was back in the day? And we're talking with Mad About You actor Paul Reiser. He's telling us all about how the new Beverly Hills Cop movie was 40 years after the original. Welcome back to DBL. Do you trust the media when it comes to reporting about politics? Answer out loud right now. Do you guys?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. What does that even mean, too? Well, a new poll of voters in 6 big swing states, right? Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin.
It's crazy Ohio's not on the list anymore.
Ohio, I know. I was
Yes.
thinking, where is Ohio? Show that a large proportion of Americans deeply distrust the media. So only 3 in 10 trust the media will fairly and accurately report political news. 7 in 10 say they had not had a lot of trust or had no trust at all. 7 in 10. So what do we think of this? And what do you think people mean when they say they don't trust the media? Because we should be clear here, which media are they talking about? Is it cable news? Is it local news? Is it network news, newspapers, or maybe what they read online?
I'm not bothered by it. I'm also not surprised by it.
Okay, talk to me.
I think that we always talk about the pendulum swinging. And the truth is, when we think about traditional media, when you think about Walter Cronkite.
Yeah, that's all I think about, right? Yeah.
That was something that everyone sat down and listened to and watched and believed, because there was this thing called journalistic integrity that allegedly these people were abiding by. Now, we know that even then, everything that was said wasn't necessarily the truth, but it was a truth that people counted on in order to unify, in order to forward the country, all of these things. The pendulum has swung so much because now we have a situation where everyone has a microphone. People have platforms, and the moment they have a platform, whether they were a basketball player yesterday and they have a microphone today, all of a sudden they're journalists. And that creates a lack of discernment for people, because some people have the inability to discern. So I think that we're just getting more information, and people have to process information for what it is worth. But when we start taking away the worth and value from whom it comes from, no offense to basketball players, but from whom it comes from, then that's where we have an issue with trust in media.
I look at it more, Kabi, like people have been trained, whether they know it or not, to keep clicking and keep taking in information that they agree with, and that agrees with them, and that tells them that they're right. We saw that during the COVID outbreak. We've just seen that with the algorithm. If you click on one video by the Beatles, like just you want to check it out, next thing you know, it's flooded. And so when you think about how we have learned to take in our world, it's whatever you think. If I think that turtles cause global warming and I Googled that, how many sites would I find out saying, guess what, Al, you're right? There would be a ton of blogs about the craziest thing that you can think of. And so whenever you watch the news, whether it's Fox, when they called the election for Biden, the viewers were like, no, we don't like that. And Fox like, you know what, you're right, we don't like it either. And they took it back, because we are all kind of learning that, just like your algorithm, your news outlet is beholden to what you think, Jeff, and what you think, Erica.
Curated for you.
And so when you think this, they go, all our viewers think this, so guess what? We're about to tell Jeff he's right because we want him to keep watching.
So the truth isn't real, it's just what you want it to be.
It's whatever you want.
What do you think?
Right, it's society.
Right,
when I think of the media, I think of Hollywood and them pushing some sort of agenda. That's just the way I see it. I think they lean totally left. And if you are liberal, you wear it as a badge of pride. And if you're Republican, you wear it as a badge of shame. In this world, the media crowns the left for their thinking. And if you even have a point on the right, like I do, I'm very much moderate, but I see things on both sides. And whenever I make a point on the right, you get shamed and people call for your job. When you make a point on the far left, people praise you and put you on a pedestal and give you an Oscar. So I just think the climate of society is the media pushing that agenda.
Interesting. Let us know what you guys think. Please write us in. Coming up on DBL, we're chatting with actor Paul Reiser. He's telling us all about reuniting with Eddie Murphy for the new Beverly Hills Cop movie. Plus, you do not want to miss today's Deal Blast. We have candles made with essential oils and other things to help you relax, like a deep tissue massager. Welcome back. You know our next guest for his Emmy Award-winning show, Mad About You, as well as his hit movies and stand-up comedy. Now he's back in Beverly Hills Cop, Axel F. Watch this.
I want you to be a cop again. You gotta do something.
Axel, if you damage any city property...
You're in a snowplow?
Yeah, we're in a snowplow. What's the problem?
Earlier, we spoke with Paul Reiser. Take a look. We're mad about him. So excited to have him on the show. Please welcome to DBL, Paul Reiser.
You know, the excitement is palpable.
Paul, it's such a pleasure to have you here. It has been 40 years since the first Beverly Hills Cop. So tell us what it was like auditioning for the first film.
I don't remember auditioning. I think the director, Marty Brest, had seen me in something and thought I would be good for this little part. I don't remember. But what was great was I had already known Eddie from the comedy clubs.
Okay.
So it was a lot easier, and I was not as intimidated as I probably would have been if I had just walked on the set and go, oh my God, it's Eddie Murphy. So it was great because we were easy to, it was really easy to play and get loose with him. And a lot of what we did, the little that I did in that film, a lot of it was just to improvise with him, which was great fun.
That's amazing. That's amazing. It actually answers my second question because I wanted to know if you knew that Eddie was going to be the lead, because at first it was going to be Sylvester Stallone playing the role of Axel.
I was actually set to do that little role before Eddie came on board, and I was at the time thinking, "Oh, I'm going to get to meet the Rocky. That's cool." And then I don't know what happened, and then they changed it. It was Eddie. I went, "Oh, that's even easier for me. I know Eddie."
Yeah.
And it's obviously a very different movie. Yeah. Stallone is great. I'm going to go out on a limb and say Eddie is funnier.
Yeah. How dare you, sir? I'm a Stallone comic fan.
Yes.
The Rocky, my favorite. All right, so your character is always trying to keep Eddie Murphy out of trouble. What is Eddie like now versus then? And are any of you still doing your own stunts?
It felt different and in a good way. It was 40 years later, and they very wisely didn't try to pretend that Eddie's 23, and they, the whole heart of the movie is he's trying to connect with his daughter.
Well, I got to ask you as a comic, if you had to make your choice about being a full-time comedian for the rest of the go or an actor, which one are you choosing?
I would do stand-up, to be honest.
Wow.
I get it, bro.
Yeah, that's the most fun. And I had taken a long time off, like from early 90s. When Mad About You started, I didn't do stand-up. So what's funny to me is I hear people tell me their kids who watch Stranger Things, and they'll go, wait a second, you're going to go see him do comedy? That doctor is going to try to be funny?
That's how they know you.
Tell them this is what I do.
I feel that. Now, our audience grew up with you and Helen Hunt in Mad About You. But I have to know, in real life, are you more like your character on that show or the Beverly Hills Cop movies?
No, that's yours.
I can't.
Well, what are you giving it to me for? Just throw it out.
I'm gonna throw it out.
Well, I'm not gonna walk around all day with a cookie.
Well, Mad About You was very much, it grew out of my marriage. And as my wife likes to point out, she'll tell me, without me, you got nothing. I'm like, that's so true. That's so true. I have no act. I have no show. I have no career. But what was great fun about that is, all the writers, men and women, we'd all come into Mad About You and we'd just start talking and like, so listen to this unbelievable fight I got into with my wife this morning, with my husband. And that would all find its way into the show.
You recently authored a memoir with singer Michael McDonald.
Oh.
Where did you two originally meet?
People go, that doesn't make sense. Why are you with him? We met, I've been a fan of Michael McDonald's for years, and I went to some private event in my neighborhood, and he was playing.
I keep forgetting we're not in love anymore. I keep forgetting things will never be the same again.
I said, would you like to come over and jam? And he went, yeah, sure. I went, really?
Yeah.
No
and
way.
He came over, and we played for like 3 hours. We just played and talked music, and we became friends.
Real quickly, I know, you're friends with Michael, and Jimmy Fallon does did you ever see Jimmy Fallon do Michael McDonald? It's
Yes.
the best.
Take it to the street. Take it to the street.
Could you do
When we
Michael
went on-
McDonald?
Dude, you just got to get a lot of phlegm and then hold.
I don't know the
and
words,
you
I
gotta
just know
hold your
that.
throat. Yeah, but what's amazing is he just opens his mouth and that comes out. He doesn't have to warm up. It's like, I don't know what that is, but it's he's pretty special.
Such a beautiful tone.
Amazing.
Thank you so much, Paul. This has been amazing. DBL Nation, do not miss, I know you won't, Beverly Hills Cop Axel F, July 3rd on Netflix.
I can't wait.
And thank you again.
Thank you. Nice to talk with all of you.
Welcome back. We've got some great products from our friends at Morning Save. Check them out. What do you have for us today, Steph? Can't wait.
First up, we've got the 3-pack Aqua de Soy 9-ounce candles.
Yes.
They are soy wax candles made with essential oils, and they have 100% cotton wick that will not emit toxins into your home.
Smart.
The doorbuster deals are always popular, so there's a limit on these of 3 per customer, and normally they're $15 each, Tori.
Okay.
We've got a 3-pack for $15.
Hello.
That's saving 67%.
Hello. I love getting candles for a deal.
Oh, Up next, we have the Make Lemonade Spin Massager. This deal includes one massager which will soothe achy muscles anywhere on your body with a deep tissue massage. There are 4 different interchangeable massage tips, so you can customize your massage experience for targeted relief and relaxation.
I like this.
So normally, Tori, this is $100.
Okay.
We've got it for $29.99. That's saving 70%.
This is small. You can travel with it. If you're an athlete, stick it in that gym bag again. This is smart.
Up next, we've got the Smart Tech lithium-powered jump starter and power bank.
Yes.
This amazing device will not only charge your car battery, but it also has a USB port, so you can plug in your phone, earbuds, or tablet to charge.
Smart.
Normally, it's $60.
Okay, still fine.
We've got it for $25. That's saving 58%.
I couldn't believe this small product did so much. So.
Incredible, really,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
And then last but not least today, we've got the Case Logic laptop bag and sleeve bundle. The slim design of the laptop case helps shield your device on its own or when it's tucked into a bag. The laptop bag has room for your device, a power adapter, and exterior smartphone pocket.
Ooh, I like that.
So normally this is $73.
Okay.
We, however, have got the bundle for just $15. That's saving 79%.
That is a great bundle. Head on over to morningsave.com, y'all, to snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices, or scan that QR code on screen to take you directly to these products on Morning Save's website. Thank you so much, Steph. Hey guys, just so you know, it is June 27th. As you know, today happens to be my late mother's birthday. So I just wanted to let everybody know who's grieving out there. I'm with you. Happy birthday, Judy.
Yeah.
Al's birthday is on Friday, tomorrow,
Saturday.
Saturday.
Yes.
So we have a lot of birthdays coming up.
Yeah.
Wishing
Shout out
everybody well.
Judy.